Welcome back to Eco. I've increased the size of the user interface this episode just so you can see a lot more of the interface, particularly if you're on phones or something like that. So I've increased its size, hopefully you can see everything quite clearly, and just left this on here so you can see where I am with various things. So let's get started just by showing you a quick thing I did between the episodes, which is to say I took the skill that basically is what's happening right here, the masonry skill. Lets us apply that skill points to basically make it cheaper to produce sand, stone, all kinds of things. And I needed to do that in order to unlock more skills. So in particular, this one is making mortar. If we have a look at storage, you'll see that I do have 71 mortar right now. So let's just grab that. Okay, I can only grab 45. That's the maximum my entire inventory will take. Okay, let's just put it over here because we're going to be using it over here. For the 45, where did that go? Oh, yeah, I've already got this running. Bricklaying skill, that's the next thing up. So it takes a few things. We have a look here. Bricklaying skill takes 20 cloth, takes 50 mortar, and takes 15 mortared stone. The good thing about that is that I've been making the mortared stone, so that we didn't have to wait too much longer. So let me just grab some more of that mortar and we'll put it over there. That'll take whatever it needs. And then there's mortared stone. So the mortared stone is on the stockpile outside. See here it is with lots of that. And it's another type of the items that you kind of have to carry and not much else. So yeah, we can drop them in here or not. Ooh, that's a good point. We may have to put it in the stockpile outside. Let's put these in here. Okay, so that's taken 5. And if we drop this outside, is it already connected here? Yep, it is. So it's taken that stone. Unfortunately, the stone is only a tier 1 material, so it doesn't really have any benefits to replacing the stuff in here. Ooh, and I put more windows in. You can see there's now a lot more light available inside this building, which is making me happy. Anyway, yes, so I just need to transfer some more stone from outside in the where is it, in the stockpile. There it is. Transfer some more of that over outside here, and we should have the bricklaying skill ready to unlock, basically. Now, I did mention I would do this a couple of episodes ago, I think, but then I forgot about it entirely. So what I'm going to do is just grab some of the mortared stone. We can use logs, but I thought stone would be more appropriate for this. And just head down to our mine, because we're going to just go and make a room. And that just means we need to have a door size opening and basically wall off all of other bits. And we want this to be pretty much near or within range of above us, the stockpile, because this thing is going to essentially... And hopefully there we have room volume of 17, so it now counts. We basically want this to have a masonry table in it, and the masonry table is going to basically just process the sandstone. It's going to grind it into sand. We can pop more. Whoops, we can pop more here. You can see I have the wood cart. I'll just dump the iron ore onto it. We have lots and lots and lots and lots of sandstone that we want to get rid of, and we can just do that by, as I think it was the Stick commented, having a masonry table or any station really with an active project with just 1,000 or 999 items on it, and it will process all sandstone then down into sand, of course. You can see here, grind sandstone. It just takes 2 because of my masonry level now. So it's quite efficient at turning that into sand. And then you can just cart sand up here or even down there. You can actually just turn sand into other things, in particular mortar. So yeah, you can put that through the whole tables and get everything made out of stone, of course. So in order to get that done, we just need a masonry table. Right now, this is basically making mortar up here. Active projects, we need to just cancel that. There we go. Let's take this masonry table with us. It's quite useful to have a few of each station, really, because you can have them on active projects. But of course, I mean, one station will do more than one active project. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's more beneficial to keep them in different ones sometimes. Just so that they will act basically in parallel, so it doesn't have to choose. There we go. Okay, so are you... we need to have a slightly better room tier. We've got 0.02. It's a terrible room. And it also needs 25 cubic meters instead of 17. So we know we need to do a little bit more, just basically making this a nicer room for our little table there to actually do work. And you can see I've got a torch stand down there just to make it easier to actually work while it's dark. So, whoops. Let's not drop the stone and iron ore everywhere, and I'm going to excavate this out a little bit more. We may actually need more stone to actually get this to be a nicer room as far as this is concerned, but you know, we can replace floors and other such things like that. I think it's probably going to be the floor that's going to be the easiest one. Wow, there's just another piece of rock that just fell down. Yeah, I think it's going to be the floors. It's probably the easiest one to actually go for there. And then we'll just, you know, shore up the walls and make sure everything is nice and square. And hopefully have a decent room. And that's now up and running, this sort of tiny little room here that's just basically processing all of the sandstone into sand. And you can see it's got 998 to go. It's quite quick to actually do them, but certainly quicker than we've been doing so far. However, you know, you can see we still need 1,000 more sandstone to make 998 sand. So yeah, it's going to make probably about half of the amount that it needs to. Regardless, that's going to be perfectly fine, and it's going to then just store the sand back here that we can then process into mortar stone, if we have the mortar, of course. And the mortar, well, the masonry mortar we can get from sand. So yeah, we can process the it's not this particular station, it's the normal workstation that you can put outside that will instead convert sandstone, any more of it that we get, and instead it will convert it into regular stone if we want to do it that way. Or we can bring stone down from the Nice store that I've got further up the hill. Either way, once you combine those two, you can get more and more and more mortared stone, which is kind of useful, kind of a nice material for underground sort of rooms anyway, or indeed basements, that sort of thing. Not sure what you guys think, but I quite like it. So yeah, plenty more stuff to actually do. Well, now I'm going to take you down to our iron mine, and we have to be careful about this room. Not the yeah, there we go, the tier 0.19. I basically dropped the tier by taking out some of the walls to remove the iron ore that I actually want, and it stops everything, of course, if you then do that. So what we need to do is just make sure you have a few spare mortar stone on hand just to be able to do this, and then you replace one with the other and you'll get a little bit more room tier back. So 0.22 is fine, and we got one spare piece of mortared stone. That's going to be fine. Let me just get all this done. I'll clean up and we'll head back up to the mine. Here we are, down here in our iron mine. You can see this is entirely full of tailings. We can drop more stuff here. You'll see more and more tailings are appearing. So this one is actually full, but we can just make sure that is just completely full. Yeah, so this one is entirely useless now. And then in here you can see we've just carted down some iron ore, and then we've got a little bit of gold ore. Gold ore, if you don't know how to find it, it's basically looks, for example, it can appear in granite like this, and it appears slightly yellow. Let's just go along here while it's daylight, and you can see a little bit of thing. There you are. You see that right there? I just moved my mouse cursor out of the way. You see how that's slightly different coloured? Yep, hit that, and gold ore. Okay, so just so you see that there, it's quite a more subtle effect than it used to be. The graphics in the game used to have like these chunks of ore within the rock, and that's of course not what really happens in real life. Real life, the individual minerals are quite small in terms of the rock. You can see why I've been digging this way, if you're wondering, is that this square right here happens to line up with our sandstone area, just a long way that way. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is, I think, just doing something like this. Okay, getting rid of these 4. I don't think I'm going to go any wider than 2, and I'm going to create a passageway that links this area with the iron ore area. Now, I'm not going to have iron ore down here permanently or anything like that. It's just a more convenience thing for me to dig underground and have other routes underground rather than messing up the surface. It's more of a long-term project. It's not something I'm really too enthusiastic about doing immediately. I'm just going to carry some of this granite upstairs. But other than that, you know, it's just a nice thing to do while we're down here. In fact, let me just set off some more iron ore, because we can certainly process that. I can see how efficient can we be now. Still taking 7 iron ore, so I guess I can put more into it than that. We can do 3 at once, for at least for what we currently have. And there's already some here, so I can probably just put that in my backpack and use that to repair some of my tools. Okay, next thing to do is to then, I think, choose a talent. I think my masonry has just hit level 6, which is really great. Obviously, in terms of the cost to actually make all of the stone, it has become much, much, much easier to actually do. But in this case, there's other things. There we go. That's automatically processed into sand. Let's take a look at the talents then. So what have we got available? In Mason, yep, it's highlighted green. And that is clearly because in here we have a talent available. So yep, everything is now 75% less cost. Or decreases the cost by 75%. So what's the talent? We get lowers the tier requirements of related tables. Okay. Or increases the tier requirements by 0.2, but reduces the resources needed by 10%. I think I'm going to go for this one. In fact, let me just double check before I do that in case I disable my tables. So, status in here. It needs 0.2, but it increases it by 0.2. This will continue to work with this table. However, my other one won't. Remember that one, I had a room that's like 0.22. And yeah, so I will actually take the talent. It will disable the other one, but I don't care because I can upgrade that room with logs rather easily, or indeed with stone. So yeah, that is perfectly fine, at least for the moment. Yes, we'll take that. And this one, hopefully, should now, yeah, 0.4, there it is. But it should lower the requirements. So let's just get rid of this project, which is also grinding stone, grinding sand, I should say. And it just processes basically granite. Because I don't really need granite, and we can just grind that down. Okay, is my skill book ready? Bricklaying skill book. It's missing 8 cloth. Cloth is automatically being done upstairs, but it does, because I've not got the tailoring skill, one, it's expensive, but two, it just takes time to actually produce each one. The speed increase isn't kicked in yet. I'm not even sure I want to take tailoring next. I need another skill point. Well, I always need more skill points. You can see I have none available right now. The only skills that I don't yet have, we've got of these three. We don't have paper milling yet. Farming would be nice, but I think I want more food. You see, the better the food, and this can get higher than this, certainly. Particularly if you have a look there, the balance multiplier and everything else, and the calories and everything else, they all combine, and I've seen the actual formula online, but basically, high quality stuff, lots of calories, lots of balance to it all, and you end up with the highest skill point gain. And I'm going to do the same thing with houses. Next thing I need to do is figure out what clay is, because we're about to get bricklaying, and that's going to enable me to go and make bricks with the kiln, I think we're going to make them with. And they're going to enable us to make the bakery oven and other things as well. This thing is producing sand at a rate of knots. You can see we're probably going to need to basically use up this sand fairly soon. I don't think there's enough room there for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is room for another stockpile there. So if I just clear this out, or indeed take some sand from over there, not sand, take some soil from over here, level this out, we can probably make sure that the station downstairs doesn't fill both with sand, only this one. And that's done by just ticking the relevant station. Also, I haven't mentioned it explicitly. Maybe you guys already are aware of it, but just in case you aren't, I think it tries to fill them in the order that these are listed in. So if we have a second stockpile here, if we put this on top, it'll try and fill this stockpile first, and then it will drop onto the next one down. Of course, you can just disable it by unticking it, so it will never put it in the next one down. But it helps to have them in the right order for other areas of your base. So let's say if you want an input coming in from one stockpile and going out to another, what we would do is put the output stockpile first in the list, so it will always try and put it there, and then the input one next one down. Okay, so it's always going to pull from the input and then output to the first thing it can get to. And of course, you have to do that with the other stuff as well and get that running. But that's give you a quick idea, and I'm going to need a little bit more food. So there's some more charred beet. That's a good. Oh no, I should not have eaten charred meat. Clearly, I need to just eat more charred beets, and then we need a better source of food fairly soon. But I need skill points for that, just like anything else. Ah! And as for clay, let's look at the map. The developers in their infinite wisdom have decided that clay is found in rainforest biomes. So let's have a look at the biomes first of all. Warm forest is found about 10% of the time in. So right there near where our fish traps is, maybe we can dig down there and perhaps get some clay. But let's take a look. Is there any rainforests? Yes, there is. Just beyond that point, there is this large rainforest biome. And you get like half, basically 50% chance of it appearing in there. So that's not too far away, to be fair. The other thing I was just wondering is where on Earth, we've got desert, obviously, that's where we got our mine right here. We're probably going to need, I'm not sure if it's boreal forest, which isn't too far away. There is one right there I want to try, and I think that's maybe where you get copper. It's definitely worth trying. So I'm just going to go and do a bit of digging and see if we can actually get some copper from boreal forest. And here we are in the rainforest. Quite a nice area to find mushrooms. They are useful as a food. If I have a look at their stats, you'll see they are a little bit of carbs, but mainly a protein food if you actually want that to go up. So quite useful to have around. Thanks very much for a commenter who did recommend them. So we can grab a bunch of mushrooms while they're here and use that. What are you, plant fibers? Yeah, we can just pick those up. So reminding me of Satisfactory a little bit in what you actually do out here. Anyway, aside from that, we are in basically the rainforest area, so we want to see, first of all, if there is anywhere here. First of all, I'm going to put my cart down, and that's just a temporary thing just to be able to let me stack stuff up more than anything else. And I'm just going to do a little bit of digging here, and let's see if we can actually hit clay. It should be roots are too strong. Really? Okay. How about we dig that way? That's still dirt. How about a little bit farther below? I'm going to dig down a little bit. Don't necessarily want a huge mine, but I actually just want to see if I can actually get to clay. Yep, rather easily we can get to clay. See, well, it's grey for one thing. Even though the icon is orange, yeah, seems like the artist and the textures were basically done at different times. But you can have a look here. You see one, this is sort of a brown colour. You can see it's off to the left there. And below that is a dark grey coloured, like typical clay. You can see down here. So we can head down and perhaps dig some more of this up. Now, I don't, however, have too many good ways of transporting this. I don't have a road going from here to home. You can see it would have to go sort of around this way, past the lake, and go that way. So we are going to look at some more options for roads in a little while. But for the moment, I'm just going to carry a stack of 20 back just to actually get it started, perhaps with clay. And we've got a few things to actually make. The first things I want to make with clay isn't actually bricks. It's pots. Pots are another source of decoration in your house, so they give you more bonus points. And I just want to see if they count, because I don't have any of them at the moment, of course. And we want all of that to basically improve the skill points per day before I start sleeping through anything, so that this number right here gets as high as it possibly can. And of course, food will help that as well. So I think what I may have to do is specialised in food, for at least for the next little while, for our skill points. How many are in there? 5. Let's see if it stacks to just more than 5 before I cut the camera. Because if it does, I'm going to want a road. Let's see. What have we got? 6? No. Okay, fine. So let's hope it stacks to 20, and I'll see you back at the base. Of course it doesn't stack to 20, it's stacked to 10. Why would it stack to something convenient and easy for me to transport? Yes, so apparently I will only be able to put 10 in there. But that's fine. Let's just see. Is it the masonry table that you can actually make this in? It is not. It is somewhere else. And I've forgotten where. It's going to be in here somewhere, because I have seen it in at least one of the stations. Yep, it's going to clearly be upstairs in the kiln. Here we go. So kiln. Add a fuel. It's got everything it needs. However, you can see here, so bricklaying require, well, bricks require bricklaying and some mortar, but that's going to be trivial for us these days. However, planter pots do not. So if we can see the thing outside, can we? Yes, we can. Okay, we should be able to craft some pots. And I think we should be able to have one of each, and hopefully that they will not then start to have diminishing returns. So I've got 10, well, I can basically make 5. So I'm going to make 2 of each, 2 of you and 2 of you. And that's not going to take very much time at all. We're going to need some power for this. I think just fuel supply. So logs, lumber, etc., etc. Do we have any available? Probably not. Whenever I need, logs, I generally don't have any. Oh no, wait. We can just borrow some of you. That's fine. That's fine. The campfire will be okay. And there it goes. So it's going to craft those. And let's see if we can raise this figure for our house. You can see, look at the soft caps. Okay, so what will be most beneficial to? Okay, so the kitchen, we've obviously got lots of points already, 7.4. And the others are soft capped as well, but not quite as much. So what I may well do is just try it in 2 different rooms and see which one's better. Coming back to the Wainwright table, remember we've already been making dirt ramps, and we can make those with a basic workbench outside. It gets rid of dirt quite easily. It's kind of a handy thing to do just to not have dirt piling up everywhere. Now, there's some other things here we can do. One is hand plow. We've not really got onto sort of farming stuff yet, but we will get to it. But more importantly, here you can see the stone ramps and stone roads. Now, what I'm just wondering, is there a speed benefit for these? So let's just look at storage for a second. And let's just connect to this storage, and that should be good enough, I think. Yep, so we have enough for 1 stone road. And maybe I'll check out stone ramp as well. I need a little bit more of our... yeah, I do need more mortar. Do we actually have more mortar available? Can we make more waste and water? Yes, we can. So 14. Yep. Okay. That's going to make that really fast. So we should be able to just shove this straight into here and also order a stone ramp. So they're going to take no time at all. In the meantime, however, we should have our pots. Yeah, there we go. So 2 of those pots. Let's put these mushrooms in my backpack. And let's go and see what happens if we go and put them in. Let's go and put them in the bedroom, because they're out of the way and there's not much else in the bedroom to really deal with this. So let's put 1 pot there. So 104.4. Okay, so that's going to go 1. So that's going to 3.1. And how about another 3.1 maybe? So 110.6. 110. Okay, a little bit lower. That's fine. I'm happy with that as well. And then this is the bathroom. So no, that's the industrial room. Don't put stuff in the industrial room. You don't need decorations. This is reduced to 0 by the fact there's an anvil. Don't do it. And then here, yeah, I thought the stone braziers would actually work. They do not. They will provide light, but other than that, they will not do anything else. So I am going to just put a pot on there. That does not do anything for here whatsoever. In fact, why didn't it do any effect? Oh, it can't be on tables. Really? That's a shame. But it is a storage item, so I suppose you could put... Fake plants. Okay, fine. I guess we could put fake plants in there if you really wanted to. However, I'm going to concentrate more on having this. That reminds me, I need more food, so we will get that done as well. So let's just get the storage. Where was my other pot? There's my other pot. Let's put that down in here. And 115.6. Yep, so I'm going to go and get another load of clay, and we're going to expand this quite a bit more. Well, not quite a bit more, but get basically each of our room types to have pots in them. Is there anything else in here we can actually use? Bloomery, we already have one. Planted pots, tallow lamps, I guess we could try as well. We can get tallow fairly straightforwardly. We just basically cook down meat outside. And is that a decoration? Fuel with tallow has benefit skill value too. It is a decoration, so we can actually get that. And we can put them on a table in each room or something like that and maybe get a bit more benefit. So yeah, off to cook down some meat, and I'll see you back in, well, a second for you. Before I do that though, I just wanted to check whether, if this stone road is nice, well, it's basically better for us. I need to just put this away for a second. I'm just going to dig up part of our road. And then we're just going to grab the stone road from here. That's just converting that dirt. So there's the stone road. And we also should have a stone ramp around here somewhere as well. Is that a hand carried? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to need to just dig up one, or I think the center section maybe. Is that something I'm picking up? Yes, it is. It's crazy just to actually remove those like that, but that's fine. Very handy and very easy to support them. So let's just go and grab a stone road. Okay, so we're just going to spin that around. And what I want to know is this essentially a faster road to walk on? So I can't see it right now. I think I need to be basically on a cart. Do I have another cart somewhere? I may need to make another cart. Yeah, it's underground. The one's over by the clay, because you can't carry clay and have a cart at the same time. So, yeah, I'm going to grab a cart. And there's our tallow lamps. Hopefully this does actually count and I don't just wasted my time. But it's a light source, so it'll be quite nice. Hopefully I can put it on top of a table, though. Does that actually count? It does not count if I put it on top of a table. That's kind of annoying, I'll have to admit. Let's put it on the floor. No, it does not count there either. So, yeah, that is something to know. I guess we have a light source in every room now. Let's just put it in the, I don't know, next to the bed or something like that. That's perfectly fine. Let me just cancel those jobs if I still can. Crafting. No, it's already made them. Okay, at least the pots are reliable. Fine. And we're nearly at level 7 on mortaring, which is really nice. And then we'll get the cheapest possible masonry, basically. And here we've got some more of our stone ramps, which hopefully will be quite useful. But let's see if it's actually worthwhile me using them. Put that in place. Whoops, there and there. And here. Okay, in fact, I have another one available. Let me just put it down for the moment somewhere. Here. Yep, that'll do. Okay, and then we'll just do a couple of other things. I've got an extra cart. It's not, basically, I didn't pick one up from over there. I made an extra one, so that is going to work. And if I pick this up, you'll see speed 1 dirt road. Is this 2? Yeah, speed 1.2 stone ramp. And what happens on stone roads? Let's take a look back up here. I've only got 1 square of stone road, but is it actually worthwhile me doing it? So let's get onto you. Stand on there. Come on. I think it's too small to actually register. Hopefully it's exactly the same. I'm being 1.2, but I'm sure we'll find that out. So let me just finish that off. And I'm just going to rearrange some bits and pieces and hopefully upgrade our path outside our home. So, yeah. Ideally, in a multiplayer, of course, you're going to be processing all of this stuff. And that reminds me, let me just set that up again. So process gneiss, that's 100. So I'm just going to put this on 999. It'll process any gneiss that it can straight into stone, which, of course, we can then turn into stone roads or indeed anything else. So, yeah, there's a stockpile I'm going to need. That's going to be for down near the iron mine. And we have other bits and pieces in here. So that's fine for now. Let me just go and see if I can get a few more pieces of stone road just to verify that it's the same increase on both of them. Stone ramp, stone road, here we are. So yeah, we can get 2 of those being made, and hopefully that's going to be wide enough for me to detect things. And our bricklaying skill got finished, so we now have a scroll that we can actually redeem, essentially. So we can just grab that. Let's unlock that with yet more land claim papers. That's going to do us just fine. I have a stockpile ready to use. The stone road probably will be getting done fairly soon. And I crafted some more upgrades to tools. So I crafted an iron shovel now. I've not crafted an iron hammer yet, but that's going to be coming soon. I just want to actually just repair my scythe, and then that will keep that going. You'll see I put 3 down. That's still not enough, so I actually need some amount of road to actually run around on. So, in fact, that's not where I wanted to go. A repair station is outside. And did I leave my... Yeah, I've got everything there I need. There we go. Nice and repaired. All my tools are back to normal again, and we're up to 311.1. How are you doing at this stage of the game? Because, yeah, we'll see who's got the best skill point gain there. And if so, if you know of any tips and tricks, feel free to put them down below for other people who are playing through the game. I'm just going to be heading into, basically, the various cooking stuff next. Advanced cooking, but I need regular cooking before that. And we've looked at that before. So, cooking skill book, we need to get all these things. Iron bars, etc. And I need to get some wheat and then some other bits and pieces. So, of course, we need to get a lot of that going. We've got butchery opened up. We've got bricklaying opened up. We don't have the skill points for them, of course. Basic engineering we've already got. Advanced smelting we haven't opened up yet. And there's other bits and pieces in here as well. We will need mechanics as well. That's going to need 5 water wheels, which we can make. It needs copper, which we need to find in Boreal Forest, which I haven't found this episode. I was going to. We're going to do that next episode, I think. And that is going to be over there. Let's just look at the Boreal Forest again, at least in my world. You saw the seed in the first episode, so if you want to replicate it, you can do. Boreal Forest, yeah, over here. This one is far, far too high. It is just permanent cliffs in there. It's very, very hard to actually get anything. So if we zoom in here, we can just see that is not too bad. It's on a sort of slight plateau. That much is for certain, but certainly not as much as this one. So hopefully there is an accessible cliff face somewhere along there with granite. So you're going to need to go and find granite and dig into granite, and it should be in there somewhere. So we will need to find that because we need it for some of the other skills that we need to unlock. But I can sleep through the night now at this point. If we have a look, unlocks in 9 hours 40 minutes. If we want to sleep through that, we can. Or indeed try and get more bits and pieces in the meantime to increase our skills, or at least increase our skill points multipliers. Okay, I think that'll do for today's episode. We've got clay up and running. We haven't got bricks yet, but it's close. We now have stone as a tier. We've got automatic processing of our sandstone down there, and all kinds of other bits and pieces that you saw during the episode. Do I have anything running on here? Oh, it's just making stone road. Let me just see. Where is the stone road? Let me see. That's got 4. So I'm just going to be able to hopefully test this. Let's just get this dug out. And hopefully you will be large enough then for me to use that. Where's the stone road? I've got 5 of it. Okay, are you now large enough for me to be able to find out if you're faster? Yes. Yeah, so it's exactly the same as you might expect as the ramps. 1.2, you may have just seen that flicker. There it is. There we go. Which means, obviously, the most populated routes that you take. In this case, this is the most populated ramp right now. It's going from our iron ore, going down to the bloomery where I'm storing all the tailings. You can put them closer together. If I wanted to dig down into the sandstone and the same kind of level as that up there, so, you know, a good 30 or 40 down just to be ultra safe, then I can certainly do that and not have to cart the stuff around. But I'm going to have to cart the stuff around anyway, so, you know, I may as well think about it. And you're absolutely full of sand now, so let's just put another stockpile down if we can. Stockpile, will you actually be able to go down there? Yeah, we need to actually just dig out some solid ground, so I'll do that between the episodes, and then I'll have another area for basically making more mortared stone, which will be quite helpful, I think, as we actually go through. If you've got any suggestions, put them down below. We'll see you next episode for some more eco as before. If you're not a subscriber, you can, of course, click on the subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed the episode, of course. If you didn't, just tell me why. To give me suggestions. More than happy to hear them and explain anything you're finding difficult at the moment. Otherwise, see you next episode. As always, thanks for watching.